Hello, everyone. I'm Shiani Wong, and I am a realtor and real estate agent licensed in this great state of Georgia. In this video, I'll be discussing who I am, where I'm from, where I've worked, how I got started in real estate, and why, and what you can expect to get from my YouTube channel. Just a bit about my background. I am a first generation American and I am a Cali girl. I decided to attend college across the country to Florida to attend the best HBCU. And I was involved with a real estate organization while I was in college to stay in alignment with something I knew I always wanted to do. So, why real estate? Well, when I was younger, where I grew up in Chino, there was always a lot of development going on. Even if there wasn't, in Chino, other places, any nearby cities, my mom would drive me and my sister around, and we would honestly go into model homes. We would go into spec homes, pretty much any home that was vacant that we could legally that we could legally walk into. We would go and just kind of tour to get a feel for what the space was like, how was it being developed? What are the other areas in the room or in the home that weren't so common? Like just because it's a 3-2, a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, excuse me. It could be any type of house that we would just go to. My mom would get new ideas on how she would want to redecorate or remodel our home. My mom loved our house. Originally, we lived in Pasadena. We had a beautiful bungalow in historic Pasadena, but we moved to Chino, the suburbs, more suburban, and we lived in Chino back in the early 90s until I left in 2007. But yeah, that was my mom's thing, and it just really made me interested in all the possibilities that you could do within your own house. Also, one of my best friends, Natalie, her family was pivotal in what's now known as Chinatown. So I bring this story up because I remember us going out to lunch, real quick lunch, really just to get a quick bite to eat. We were out in La Cañada, and I promise you, we were in the restaurant, little boutique restaurant, for like 30 minutes. And the bill came out to over a stack. And I was just blown away that it was just nothing to pay for it. Like my mom could do the same. Now, don't get me wrong. My mom kept some money on her. She was a hustler. But to just see like, oh wow, that's what they do. They kind of live on their own terms. Like it was the middle of the week. We're going to a baseball game later, and we just carrying our day like there's not that there wasn't any obligation, but you kind of just ruled your time. So from a very young age, I was a teenager at this time, and from a very young age it was just like, wow, I could do that. Like I could grow up and become a real estate agent or a land developer, a builder developer, and have a lucrative career, and I can do what I want with my time. Sign me up. So obviously there's a lot of money to be made in real estate, but everything is not it's not about the money when it comes to me. Money is important. Obviously, money is a tool that we can use to create things, to build things, to help others. For me, it was just that not only, yes, I'm entering into a career that's really lucrative, but I'm also doing something that I have access to help so many different people from so many different backgrounds. So I started working on site with a new construction builder. It's not a national builder, it's a more of a local builder. So they build exclusively in Georgia and I believe in maybe the Carolinas, but mostly here in Georgia. All that said, the game changer for myself was when my sister and I decided that we were going to purchase our home. So we bought a home through a new construction builder back in 2017, and we went through an entire process and I loved it. So that was really what kind of set me on fire to say, hey, you've been trying to get your real estate license. You tried to get your real estate license while you were in Cali. I was young and did not take it seriously, but that's another story for another day. But the agent that I worked with here in Georgia was amazing. I love her to this day. We still communicate. She's actually who helped me. She was the one who helped me to get my first role in real estate. So the process of working with an on-site agent, there's a lot of hand holding. There is a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of, there's just a lot of communication in terms of, hey, did you get your contract signed? Did you have this addendum signed? Did you come and do your walkthrough? Did you get your earnest money? And I think that the process of going through that with an agent that was not necessarily representing me, but she was representing the company, I was okay with that because we weren't represented by any agent during our process. But I liked it, and I knew that there was a lot of education. And now I keep saying a lot, I'm sorry. But the education component that I got from the on-site agent was something that I knew that I really wanted to do because I was a first-time home buyer. And unfortunately, my mom passed away, and I couldn't get on the phone with my mom to say, hey, mommy, like, I didn't have anybody to show me the ropes. So to know that I was in a position, or I was in a position to really help people like myself, first-time home buyers, walk them through the process, be completely involved in the home buying process was super appealing. So I got my license back in 2000, the top of 2020, because I finished my schooling back in 2019 in December. And I decided, like, this is the route that I wanted to take. And being that real estate is you kind of need a book of business when you're first starting. That's why a lot of people start with their family members, helping their family members purchase and sell. I figured it was a really good way for me to get good training, get in the door, get my terminology down, understand contracts in and out. So that was what prompted me to finally, like, me going through the process on my own was what prompted me to become a real estate agent. So now, as I mentioned before, I am a real estate agent here in Georgia. I help first-time home buyers. I help veterans. I help empty nesters, people who are downsizing, people who need to upgrade their home. I have worked with a variety of homeowners, and it gives me a lot of joy to know what I'm talking about. When I first started, I didn't know what I was talking about for real, but that's what happened. That's kind of just like, that is your initiation into anything. It's like you don't know what to expect until you go through it. So now that I have plenty of experience, I've closed over 100 transactions. I'd have to look at my numbers, but it has put me in a very good position to know what I'm talking about and how I can help, because what it ultimately comes down to is how can I be of service? And that is the biggest thing for me. So I would love to help you purchase your next home. So if you're in Georgia, you're looking to purchase in Georgia, please call me, text me, whichever you prefer. My information is going to be linked down below in the description. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're in the Gwinnett or DeKalb area, let me know. Let's connect. Let's do coffee. Maybe you have some questions that you want to ask because you're not quite ready. We could talk about it. Let's get you prepared for home ownership.